Hey everyone, welcome back. Today is October 6th, and well, Baro is back on the Orcus Relay for Pluto. We have the Abyss of Daggett dropping in a little under 2 weeks from now, and that comes with a huge amount of quality of life changes, including some shield reworks, which I actually have a pretty important video dropping on that later today, but let's see what he has to offer this time. Altra Sentinel Wings is the new item coming. That is the cosmetic for your Sentinel. It looks like this attached on the wings. Fanged Fusillade is arriving for rifles. This is pretty niche. Now, it does have use on stuff like, well, the first one that comes to mind is slash builds on Fenmore. I know this also drops for Eidolons. I don't know if there's a reliable other way to get it, but it is a pretty cheap mod these days. So if you don't want to farm it, you don't want to buy it from here. It's not too hard to get. This plus magazine one for shotguns. Honestly, I'd say feel free to pick it up because there are definitely some that it works on pretty well. I personally use this on my Kuva Hek, so I get 8 shots instead of 4, which is 2 alt fires instead of 1. I know there's also a plus 100 reload speed mod too. It's a little bit personal taste on which one you would want. Say like on Arca Plasmor, which has, well, the Tenet version, a decently sized mag. Sometimes I would, well, more often I would rather have faster reload than double mag size on it since the reload is so slow, but I would still recommend picking this one up. Prisma Yamako Sandana on the back of your Warframe looks like that. If you'd like it, feel free to pick it up now. We also have the Prisma Mech Head for your Sentinel, and then Prisma Skana. Well, Skana and Karnon exists and is a pretty solid weapon. So if you do want to pick it up and you don't have access to Skana Prime because, well, you know, founders, then the next best option would be this. Pretty solid crit stick, but the Skana and Karnon itself has pretty useful perks too, so feel free to grab that. Mark of the Beast is the next one that we have that works on thrown melees. This is pretty comfy. As extra status and crit chance for secondaries, well, you only need a kill with the Glaive, and Glaive Prime force proc slash, so if you throw it, it's pretty guaranteed to proc something here. Comfy for Plague Star, if it returns. Now, Zyphos Prisma skin looks like this if you want it for your drop ship. We have a Teer arrow skin for your bows. Prisma Machete. This is overshadowed by Machete Wraith that has a tiny bit better crit, tiny bit better crit multiplier, tiny bit better status, tiny bit better damage if I remember, and tiny bit better disposition. So this is essentially the 1% worse in every single category. Feel free to pick it up because still at a minimum it is still 3000 mastery rank points, but also in the grand scheme of things if you don't use Rivens, Slatra is by far the best machete for that, and is also farmable. Corrupted Heavy Specters, I don't really know why you would want these. We have our Glaring Sigil that comes back. It would be on your chest, you just can't really see it because I have my chest place used. Katir Stencil for whether placing in your orbiter or in your dojo. Bronze Kavat Bust, another decoration. Pretty nicely sculpted one. We have our Astra Luxem ornaments too. Then a primed Rubedo-Lined Barrel. I would say this is pretty much a must-buy. There's a pretty significant difference in improvement in damage across the normal variant for Archguns and your Necramech, especially because most ability buffs do not affect Archguns or your Necramech, especially Necramech. Archguns, Eclipse, Roar affects them, from what I recall. Vex Armor does, Elemental ones don't, but more importantly, none of those things I just listed affect mechs. So do feel free to grab this, it will help out a lot. Tenukai Longsword skin, otherwise the only way to get this is when Tenokon last year's came out, not this year's. So this is a very limited collectible. If you like it, you should grab it. Rhapsody in Blues decoration if you want it for your orbiter or dojo. Gara's Immortal skin returns once again. I don't know how I feel about this. Usually I prefer the skins to actually match the textures instead of just that painted on look. We also have the entire Teer Greth armor collection. That's the chest plate there. These are the like plates down here. And those are the shoulder plates there. Probably one of the better looking Teer sets. We have the entire Theodolite set for your operator here too. It's chest, hood, pretty clunky. I'm not too fond of the hood itself. The sleeves, and the leggings. We also have our Weissar Day of the Dead Kavat armor because, well, it is the right season now, so if you want your Kavat to look a bit more like creaky, spoopy, creepy, which now's your chance, then the Dark Sword Day of the Dead skin is also coming. We're gonna have to wait a moment for this to actually show properly. There. That's what it looks like. And then the same for the Dread Bow. And then in my belly, Grendel Glyph. Grendel Prime is coming later this month, so feel free to pick him up then too as well. Sands of Inaros Blueprint if you still need to do his quest, or you're trying to farm a bunch of Kavat blueprints, DNA. And Fey Path Femra as always, that's what it looks like. Well, that is what Baro has brought this week on October 6th. I apologize for the slightly late upload. We did sleep in a little bit, we've been busy. Stay tuned for our new important video out on the shield changes later today. That'll be it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and see you all next time.